Oh, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the game room. I'm with the boys with the checkpoint lads. Introduce yourself, my guys.
LJ right here.
King
Mm-hmm.
Boss right here.
Mm-hmm.
JJ right here. What are you saying, people?
Mm-hmm.
Hi, bitch.
You done know, and it's the one and only Raymo. Today we're going to be talking about God of War. There's a lot of talking on the internet and on social media about whether God of War Ragnarok, we believe it's going to be called, that's supposed to be coming out this year, is going to be cross gen, whether it's going to be on the PS5 and the PS4. Also, speculation as to whether it's going to come out this year or whether it's going to be delayed or not. So we're just going to give you some thoughts, give you our thought process on that. Let's get into this. So, what are you lot thinking? Do you lot think God of War is going to be cross gen? Do you think it's going to be on the PS4 and the PS5?
Most
You know
definitely,
what?
100%. I think they will release. I don't. It'll be kind of hard to release just an exclusive God of War on just the PS4, especially with the amount of people they
You mean
still
PS5 on just the
on the.
PS5?
No, no, something sorry, on just the PS5. Yeah, sorry, with the amount of people that still have PS4 today.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, that's probably the most clear and concise answer. I have seen one or two people saying they don't think it's going to be on the PS4. I do. I mean, they've sold 115 million PS4s. Why would they not do their best to utilize that? I don't think that makes
Yeah,
any
I
sense.
agree. I
Um,
agree.
I think the only benefit you can get out of just putting it on the PS5 will give the company the opportunity to just focus on the PS5 GPU and just making sure they can push the most powerful game out there. I feel like
yeah, there's that.
if they make one for the PS4 as well, there'll be some things that they'll have to sacrifice so that it can
Yeah,
also. And if they do cross gen again, it would. I like I said before, when you're making games for older consoles, you have to take some stuff out so that
yeah.
it's
You have to
compatible on
sacrifice, like you
both.
said, you got to sacrifice
The
for
quality, yeah.
obviously the older,
Mm.
which obviously for us who are next gen owners, obviously not the best thing.
But
Um, Obviously another plus, if it was a PS5 exclusive, is that game is clearly a system seller. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
Of
true.
course,
Yep,
Yep.
yep.
%.
I'm thinking by the time that game comes out, we shouldn't be in a position where we can't find a PS5 in the shop.
Let's hope so, yeah. I
So
agree.
you get me? That game will be. I mean, if it's coming out on both, people with PS4s solely might just think, "Oh, I don't need to get a PS5 to play." Or they don't. They won't because they can just play it on their PS4. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly. Yeah.
But
Do
you
you
know, I
reckon
think it'll
though?
be on both, is
Yeah.
because a game like God of War doesn't have any mechanics, well, the previous one anyway, that utilize any PS4 specific thing. And
mhm.
I don't think the PS5 has any controller mechanics that God of War will use. Some other games might use it, right? Like the touchpad and stuff like that. I don't think it's that important to that specific game. It's
Yeah,
mainly hitting, dodging, slicing, slashing type of thing. So I think it will be on it for that reason, because there's no specific PS5 feature that the controller has that will be utilized in God of War. Plus, as you
mm,
said, they've sold over 100 million. So if even, let's say, 20% of the 115 million people get that game, that's then making how it's like what, £70 per game now, right? So that's like 140 million they're making
I
extra.
don't think it will be 70 on the PS4 though.
Okay, fair enough,
No,
but it's still going
PS4
to
will
be
be 50.
millions and millions they're making
Mm.
from releasing it there as well. So
Just to counter your point about obviously God of War itself maybe not having mechanics to utilize the dual sense, but we just don't know
yeah, we
what they're
don't know.
gonna.
We don't know.
We
We
don't
don't
know
know.
what they're gonna include in this
We don't
next
know.
game. You don't know what level they're gonna take it to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
for
true.
me, I'm gonna say that I think they might just release it only for the PlayStation 5. And the only reason why is because we don't really know a date of when they're gonna release God of War.
Mm, mm.
So if it was probably personally, I think that it may release within 2 years. So no, okay, maybe yeah, 2 years, 2023, but at the very beginning,
You think it will
or
take that long?
or
No.
it's
You
No
think it'll
or
take
way.
that long?
or
They
it's
they
No
whisper.
way.
advertised it with the launch as if it was coming out this year.
That's what I'm thinking
It
as
was a
well. As
teaser.
in the
They
end
didn't
of this
show
year.
anything.
I don't.
April.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think. I don't
they
think it will
they
take that
did.
long.
Nah, I'm
Not too.
thinking early 2023.
I feel like it could
Christmas
be. It could be like even
2022.
October of this year.
That's what I'm thinking. End of this year, yo.
Nah, why would they do
October.
that? When they did that for Horizon, they showed an actual trailer, and that's coming Christmas
But
2021.
they've been working on Horizon a whole year longer. You gotta put that one into consideration.
If it's been worked on a whole year longer, that means it could potentially come out Christmas 2022. By that time, I feel like that's the time when they say, "Yo, it's not gonna come out on the PlayStation 4." The PlayStation 5's been out for 2 years now.
You're right.
What's
In
the
that
point?
case, yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah, I'm
If
saying
it's coming out then,
yeah,
it won't be on PS4.
That's if it comes out then, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the thing.
I don't think they with their chest say 2021. I mean, we're not dealing with CD Projekt Red here. I don't think with their chest they'll say 2021 and then bring it out one whole year later,
Yeah.
like at the end of 2022 or even 2023. I don't think that game I don't think that game would be in that much of a state that they announce 2021 and then have to delay it for almost 2 years.
yeah.
No way.
I'll
Unless
have
this
my
whole
God
COVID
of
thing
War in
continues.
April, May.
This year.
It's coming out. You know, I personally think whenever it comes out, whatever year, it's gonna be that window because that's all the previous. If you check, they've all been released in that window. So that's why I'm sticking with that. Whether it's this year or not, I would like it to, and I do think there is a high chance it will come out this year. But if it doesn't and it misses that window, it's not this year. There's no pushing it back. Kratos, that he ain't a Christmas present sort of guy. He ain't coming out in no October, December. It's early, and they have given short notices when they have released it compared to other games, and it sells. So regardless, probably end of February.
I can't see it coming out this year. I could see it coming out in that window because they have, like you said, they've released I think majority, maybe 80% of their games in that window. So if it does come out in that window, I think it will be that time next year, no later than that. Personally,
I mean,
no later than that. But I don't think it will be coming out this year in that window. That means it will be out in like 2 months. And
this year, 2
we'd
months.
know a whole lot more about that game by now.
Yeah.
If it was coming out in 2 months, it's not, like I said, it's not an album where you can just shadow drop them things there or some mad indie game. They would have a mad push for that.
It's Kratos though. To be fair, they don't really need a push. That little one piece that you lot got, just the writing in their head, his bald head, and we're good. Like it's selling. Like they'll probably announce it end of February, maybe. I'm just giving it, and then.
Should I tell you the only reason why I can't is because everything they've put in place for God of War, or I'll say God of War 4 on the PS4, all the lore, all the stuff that they put out before they put out that game. I'm talking about loads of backstory stuff that they're going to do the same thing for this next game. They're not just going to drop it on us.
So.
And then,
but why would they when we already know?
I'm talking about because there's more. We don't know the whole backstory though. There's there's a comic coming out before the game comes out. Fallen God comic has no release date whatsoever. You don't know when that's coming out. Plus, they've got loads of audio files. There's loads of stuff that led up to God of War 4.
Is the comic coming out going to be on his mum?
Is it going to be what, sorry?
On his mother's history.
No, it's going to be on how Kratos got from Greece to Scandinavia.
Okay.
And I think more as well, but yeah.
Okay. So
they said 100% that it's coming out before the game.
Yeah, 100%.
So that means they couldn't even do it as a special edition, put it with it, or walk away.
You think they'll release like a film or animation series for the?
I really want them to.
Sorry, as well. Just to add to that, they probably will eventually. But just to add to that, the comic is coming out March, so that is still before, like I said, April. So there's a chance if it's coming out.
Which comic? Because Fallen God hasn't got no release date. I was literally watching a video on.
I've seen something. The source might not be 100%, but they said March the 10th. What?
Might be a different comic, but not Fallen God though.
No, okay.
Yeah, I don't think a movie would be doing.
I don't want to see a movie.
Maybe an animated series or something like
that.
Animated
movie. Yeah, I don't think a live action will do this thing.
I mean, like a cartoon, like what they did for the Mortal Kombat thing, where
if they use the same. graphics as they used for God of War 4 in the
Well,
movie.
the game,
So
as a
CGI,
game movie.
yeah, it's a fully CGI movie that explains his origin. The first game, second game, third game, Ascension, this new game, and then does his mom's backstory as well. Then I think that would be worth it. But if they went live action, nah, it just can't do it justice.
Yeah.
That would be a big budget, a lot of time. It's just too much.
Yeah.
I just don't
Unless
see
they-
why
unless they have something in the
I don't
works.
see why they would deviate from all the marketing and that they had leading up to the one on PS4. Why they would deviate from doing the same thing? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
They can try because it's God of War. People on Xbox like me have been dying to play that game, regardless of what they do. Once that, as Hypes was saying, once that game gets dropped, regardless of it being advertised or not advertised, it's gonna sell. It's gonna be. It's gonna be whatever year it comes out. It's gonna fall into Game of the Year category.
I agree. But do you think that Sony Santa Monica, who made that game, have that same mindset? That our game's just gonna sell regardless because we've done numbers with the last one. We don't have to do no marketing. We can just drop it.
Yes.
Not that they won't do marketing.
You think that they'll be that complacent?
No, not complacent.
I would never. I mean, I've sat down. I've watched their 2-hour-long documentary. I don't think they'd ever have that mindset.
No, I don't think
they will. They definitely will.
They might.
Because Sony with the PlayStation 2, obviously the best-selling console. Then when the PlayStation 3 came out, they dropped it at some mad price and like gave 360 the turnaround to get some sales in. So if we're dealing with the same.
No, I was talking about the studio that made God of War. Them
in that sense, nah, maybe not. But like, if it's backed by Sony and Sony says, yeah, do it, then that's them having that same mindset that they.
No. I was talking about Corey Barlog, who's the obviously the director.
The director, yeah.
Oh, like that. Okay, cool.
For latest God of War, who's obviously working on the next one as well. So I don't think.
I went through it.
Yeah, go on.
No, I was just gonna say I went through my history, and it's Dark Horse Comics still. They announced it. You can pre-order from now already, and it comes out on March the 10th for Fallen. The comic comes out March the 10th still.
Oh, really? The same one that Ray was talking about?
That's the only one that hasn't, that we know of that hasn't been released yet. You can pre-order it already.
Oh, fair enough. I'm still thinking that game is coming out sometime this year. I
You guys
don't think.
You guys are mad. How can a teaser say, "Oh, right, it's coming out next year"? When has a teaser ever came out the next year? Like, look at Metroid Prime 4. Like, that was teased maybe 2 years ago, and we still haven't heard what's going on with that.
Maybe they.
No, but they didn't give us. They didn't give us no release date.
No, they didn't.
They just teased the game.
Yeah,
I'm just hoping that
they literally said Ragnarok 2021.
Yeah,
where
I remember
they
that.
made both films at the same time. Hopefully.
Yeah. That's a difference between that, because when they teased Metroid Prime, they didn't give us no sort of time, no sort of release window or nothing.
Exactly.
They just teased the game, so it's like we know it's coming. But for them to say 2021, that's not to say it won't be delayed. But I don't think that they say that so confidently, especially knowing how volatile this gaming market is.
Yeah.
Say that so confidently for them to then have to delay it for 2 years.
Yeah, CD Projekt Red has taught those big companies keep your mouth shut.
Just a question. Wait, so in the teaser of God of War Ragnarok, it said 2021.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember the date popping up as well.
Nah,
I remember the ice thing.
this.
Nah,
check the teaser trailer again.
Nah, that could be a fan edit, man.
No, that's what Sony released on. That's what Sony released on the launch.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'll go with it then. If they say 2021, then calm in it. But there might be some constraints.
You know what's annoying?
COVID.
Because of COVID, yeah, literally.
That's the biggest one. Yeah,
that's the only constraint that they're probably trying to struggle with.
Yeah, every company has to think twice now about what they say about release dates because of COVID and because of CD Projekt Red. So they're like,
no, but I feel like it's more they can get away with it.
Yeah,
things like that is what makes me think. I don't think that they'll do that, bro.
Yeah, no.
That's not to say that it might not be delayed, but I don't think it will be delayed by a year and a half.
Yeah, I don't remember it saying 2021. I remember it saying winter is coming or something like that.
No, it does. I'm even looking at it.
You're thinking of Game of Thrones.
Oh, is it not? It didn't say when it was coming.
Scheduled to be released in 2021. Yeah.
I'm watching it now.
What does it have at the end? I swear it didn't say
Almost at the
2021.
Ragnarok is coming.
Oh, Ragnarok is coming. That's what it said.
Yeah, and then 2021. It does say it, yo.
Yeah, I told you guys. It does say
It does say
2021. I wasn't lying.
Tell him.
So LJ, your 2023 theory. Let's see how it goes.
I might as well just exit out of this then.
You know what's no?
I think there's some people in the comments that are going to be cussing.
Forget that then. I don't know what they're doing. You know what? I don't know when they're going to release it.
Coming, I do think it might come out this year. The only thing that makes me think it might not is the window that they usually release their games in, isn't it?
Yeah.
The only thing that makes me think that.
That means
studio or just that God of War series?
Just God of War. They release God of War typically March, April times.
Okay.
What I'm gonna have to say is that answering Ray's question at the beginning, they will have to release it on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. If Horizon's doing it, then God of War is doing it.
For me, that's the biggest indicator.
Yeah.
Why they would release it on PS4?
But only if it's released in 2021 or 2022. If it's 2023, then there's no chance. It'd be best if they don't. But
also, the original creator of the first God of War, David Jaffe, recently has been speaking on it, and he said that he believes that it's coming out cross-gen. Even though he's saying that he's not telling us because he doesn't really know. He's got nothing to do with the last God of War or this one.
Yeah.
But he just believes. Obviously, he's worked with Sony historically, so he's saying he has some sort of insight into it. So
it would be very strange if they didn't put it on both consoles. Yeah, like money-wise, it just wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't, but I feel like that's probably the one game that they can probably market towards the PS5 alone and really showcase the PS5 power, because they haven't really.
Just the one. You sure?
No, because
would that be an incentive for you lot though? Let's say if it
not
is
for
like
me.
Not for me. Not really. I don't really care, bro.
Yeah.
If that game came out, if they brought out that game,
see
if they brought out that game,
on PS4,
and it was just on PS4, and it wasn't coming out on PS5 till a year later, I'm buying a PS4, bro.
Yeah, but not the other way.
Yeah, like, I don't feel, exactly. I don't feel like there's any gain from making it just PS5. Like, especially with that, there ain't I'm a serious good. I'm even trying to think like, what could they do to harness to that level where it literally there's a good reason to justify it has to be on this. Whatever you put in the game, it can't be done in the P4. You have to think of it like that as well.
That's what I was saying earlier. Like the no mechanics I can think about for that game, other than what Ray said, which was the trigger thing. But to be honest, is that really that important for a God of War game? They could cut that out.
It's not really, but that's what I'm saying. But remember, they optimize these things anyway.
Yeah. Of course.
FIFA PS4, FIFA PS5 are two different experiences. I'll be honest with you. So they'd optimize it, and I don't think they'd bring it out before it's optimized for PS5. So I don't think they'd just bring out a PS4 version of the game. What would each of us want to see in the next God of War? Based off how it ended, even how it started, what would each of us want to see?
I might as well, take that go first. I want to see more details and story about the mum. Like, I think she made them go to the top for a reason. Like, I don't think she's fully gone. I want to see more in depth for her. Whether it's back in the days you get to fight as the giant race or whatever it is. But yeah, that's what I'd like to see.
I think I'm going to second everything I've said. There's clearly some secret power or knowledge there from the mother that the son needs to get, that Kratos needs to help him get. So I definitely want to see more backstory on the mother. And I also want to see the son come into that being a warrior like his dad, but maybe being a bit more compassionate, because his dad is like, don't forget.
I don't believe so.
Sorry, just to add as well, I'd just say this is not going to happen, unfortunately. But the son, I would like to see him have chains or serious weapons, and I can't be shooting.
That's what I'm saying.
I can't see that happening. But I think he's going to have a bow and arrow still. But What I'd like to see is just the character development, because Kratos' character development from the first God of War arc, one,
To
2,
now.
and 3,
Whew.
to now
He's
is
amazing.
mad.
It's
So, like,
amazing.
I just want to see more of it, obviously, because
Yeah.
throughout God of War 4, you kind of got into the father role more and more and more towards the end, innit? And then you also see Atreus's character development, how he goes from just being a boy, then finding out he's a god and being mad arrogant, to kind of going back to normal again. So obviously he's a kid, innit? So his emotions and hormones are up and down. I think there might even come a time where you might betray his dad. I don't know what's gonna happen. He might be like,
That's
I don't
low
need
key for
you.
you.
Exactly, because he's low key. We found out he's low key. I don't need you. I'm a god. Boom, boom, boom. You never know. He might, like, another god might come, say Thor might come, convince him like, "Right, come and take your seat next to us in Asgard and leave this deadbeat or whatever." You never know. So I just like anything. Like I'm more looking for. I'm looking forward to seeing just Atreus's character development and Kratos's, and I want to see more gods. I want to see Thor. I want to see Odin.
I don't think we'll see Odin now. Personally,
We might.
we might. I think Thor is more likely because obviously it was in the end of the previous one. So.
I even want to see my man. What's my man's name in the Marvel movies? That's got a big sword. He controls the Bifrost. Idris Elba's character.
Oh, him.
Him anyway.
Heimdall.
Yeah.
I want to see Heimdall. I want to see some Acer gods. I want to see some.
You just want to see Marvel in God of War, basically.
No. I want to see just Norse mythology. No, I don't want to see Marvel. I just want to see Norse mythology. I want to see more gods, because what gods did we see apart from Balder? Obviously, we saw Magni Modi and Freya. Apart from
we saw the tree thing as well. The tree.
I actually don't. It depends, because depending on the angle or direction it goes in, you have to ask yourself: are you going to be using both of them in this one? Are they going to be together throughout the story? Because if that's the case, if they're heading in the direction where the sun eventually takes over and there is no more Kratos, forbid, but if they do head in that direction, then we're going to need enemies. We're going to need enemies or gods for him to have his story, sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm not saying that I want to fight and kill all the gods. I'm just saying I want to see them. I just want to see them. I want to see their character. I want to see how they've written them, how they've portrayed them. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
All right, cool.
And for me, I feel like because it's going to be Ragnarok, obviously the story of Ragnarok is to do with the serpent, so I feel like it needs to be more focused on the serpent. I know for sure this might be years into the future from where God of War 4 was left off, so I feel like Atreus would be much older, more stronger,
that's another thing. So
more of an adult. Older, they might even have that type of Last of Us 2 kind of vibe where you'll have Atreus by himself doing his own missions and whatnot, and you may have Kratos doing his own missions as well, and then they come together. It may be a conflict, or it may be happy families to get to a certain main objective or something like that.
I think they're gonna beef, bro. I don't know why. Yeah. Sorry, but I think they're
Here's one's beef.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like just seeing their dynamic though in the first one, they're gonna clash heads, bro.
So we'll see what happens, man.
But I also like what Hype said. I want to see more of the mum.
Yeah,
I'm not that bothered about that, but I just want to see the story, the backstory.
I think I'm more bothered about seeing the mum, because I know everything about Kratos so far. Obviously the son.
Don't know how he got there, bro.
Huh?
You don't know how he got there.
True, but I mean, like his general backstory. Whereas the mum is such an enigma. Like, what the hell is she?
Proper enigma.
Does she have powers? Is she a normal person? Who are her parents? Is she a god as well? Like, what's going on? I want to know her stuff as well.
Yeah, I just want to see more sick gameplay. I want to see more weapons, because in the other God of War arc, you got to use cool weapons every now and then as well, like not just the blades. So I want to see more weapons, and I just want the gameplay to still be as fluid, and I still want to feel as powerful as I felt in the PS4 God of War, even more so. So yeah, man, that's me. I'm done. What do you want to see briefly in the next God of War?
To be honest, you lot more or less touched on. I was hoping you lot wouldn't touch on the topics I was gonna mention. So, because I was gonna, my question was gonna ask, but then LJ ruined it. I was gonna say, how far do you feel? How far in the future? I was gonna put the point in. How far in the future do you feel like they should go from God of War 4? And also, like, will Atreus, because my main thing is I wanted to see, obviously, Atreus is you know, him as an adult, you know, maybe a young to mid older teenager, you know, see how his powers have developed, see what Thor's like in the future as well. You know, is he an old man? You know, is he still strong? And obviously,
God.
it'll be nice. It would be nice to see how if they implement Thor in there as well.
Well, I don't know if you saw the post
Credit.
credit scene when Thor shows up at their door, bro. Like, literally.
No, Bear Man didn't
I'm
make
saying.
it that far. You know, they didn't see that.
Yeah, they didn't. So I think you actually have to do something. You have to play the game a certain way to actually unlock that cutscene. That's it, guys. We've covered our thoughts on the next God of War game. Listen, feel free to comment down below. Feel free to correct us on anything if we got anything wrong. But yeah, comment down below. Let us know your thoughts on whether this game's going to be cross-gen and also what you want to see in the next God of War game. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Cheqpoint out.